Hi friends,
Okay.
today we have Shubham with us, who is one of our Applied AI course students. And thank you, Shubham, for taking the time to share your learning experiences and journey with us. Shubham got multiple offers. He has interviewed with about 6 companies or so, and he got 4 offers, including a machine learning engineer role at Accenture and a data science developer at Wipro. Since he's from Delhi, he's preferring the role with Accenture because it's in Gurgaon, very close to where he lives. And I'm very happy to also inform that Shubham, across all of the companies that he got offers from, got approximately 300 to 400% hike in his compensation from what he had earlier. And he had approximately about 5 years of work experience as a developer at TCS. And prior to that, he has done his BCA, Bachelor of Computer Applications, in 2013. And then he joined after a short career break in TCS, and he actually completed his MCA in 2020. So very interesting career, lots of ups and downs in your journey. And I'm super happy that you got into data science careers with phenomenal compensation and also great roles. So congratulations, Shubham, and thank you for taking the time.
Thank you, sir. I think I should thank you on, and not just on behalf of me. I have friends like to whom I have referred Applied AI course, and they have also got the jobs. Like on behalf of everyone, I'm thanking you. Thanks a lot to you
Our
and
pleasure.
for
Again, it's a huge team effort. So I'll surely convey this to the rest of our team.
Sure. It was impossible to crack interviews because not just like from the day I joined the course. Before that, also I was preparing. But the difference, the course was making was earlier I was like, if I'm going through any classification or regression algorithm, anything I'm going, it was just showing me, okay, what is the code and what is like the basic algorithm, what it is. But like while I was doing the assignments in the course, I was actually getting it. Okay, this is how it is happening. This is how code is working. And when I was writing that code in Python, that was really helping. And like means what I'll suggest to everyone is, if you are doing this course, it's incomplete if you're not doing assignments. Why? Because
Yes.
if you do assignments, it will stay in your head that okay, these were the steps. Okay, this is how algorithms are working, and like my the first company for which I gave interview, only that in that I was rejected, and that too why? Because it is also important to have a experience for interviews also, what I believe personally.
Yes.
Because if you'll give interviews, you will get that first confidence. Second, that pattern also you will get. Okay, no one will ask you directly algorithms. They will ask you small things in algorithms, and rest everything. Like if you are like what I believe, earlier I was trying to complete like go through the complete course, like including machine learning part and deep learning part, neural networks, everything. But later I thought, okay, let's just focus on machine learning and part, and let's focus on that first. Deep learning, okay, I so wherever I was giving interviews, I'm not experienced in data science, means not practically I have not worked on it. I've just learned it on applied AI and done the project there. So what I did was I was not focusing on deep learning so at that time, and I just focused on machine learning and those part, and that only I told to the companies
The
in which
companies
I gave
also.
interview that okay, yeah, deep learning I am thoroughly I know what the concepts are, but I've not worked on it practically. So that is why it made everything easy for me, I'll say.
Actually, a very nice point that you mentioned was, I think you only failed in your first interview because you are not prepared for the interview setup. And
Yes,
later on, I think you cracked almost
correct,
every other
correct, correct.
interview. So let's
Yes,
go
yes.
into the interviews. I really want to understand what was being tested across many companies that you have interviewed at. What were the typical types of interviews and what were they focusing on? Let's dive deep, including companies like Accenture and Wipro for the data
Okay,
science and machine learning engineer roles that you were selected. So can you let's spend some time on that, because this
okay,
is
sure.
something that will be extremely helpful for other students on what areas to focus on, what areas to be very good at, and what areas don't matter as much.
Okay. See, what was common in every interview was the projects in which I was working. So I'll point that it is really important to go through case studies. And it the way I prepared for like this course was I was going through the content, then I was doing case study on it. Then I was doing the content, then I was doing a case study. So it really helped me, because in the end, whatever the questions they were asking, they were not asking randomly. Whatever the project I was explaining them, from that they were asking. So like
Again,
I
a lot of
told,
interviewers
I
do that.
molded that.
Lot of interviewers do
Yeah,
that because when you say I have done this project, they expect you to know the nitty-gritty details, and then they'll
correct.
dive deep into that. It's a very standard strategy.
Yes, and comparatively, I'll say my Wipro's interview was more difficult than Accenture interview. I explained, I was explaining TF ID of factorizer. So at that time, they were asking me, okay, if like in TF IDF, all the like there are 300 dimensions, right? And every dimension, like that data we take from Wikipedia, and like for every dimension there will be a value like that. So they were asking me like they were that deep diving they were going. But in Accenture, I didn't found it to be like, first round was very easy, I'll say. Basic Python SQL, they asked me a code, they asked me to write.
So you
Yeah,
mentioned that in Accenture, your first round was a Python and SQL coding round. Can you elaborate a little more on
yeah,
what types
basic.
of questions were asked and how did they compare with some of the assignments that you've done?
Okay, they asked, basically for Python, they were asking me data analysis questions. Like in the starting, we have done the EDA one, and the second one which we did, right, where we have just used to iLog and those things we have to use. Only that those things they asked me. So I felt it very like it was. If anyone has done that assignment only, they will be able to crack that interview.
What about
And
SQL?
SQL basic DML, DDL commands they asked me, and they asked me join tables, and they ask you, okay, if I'm using inner join, then what will be the output? Like that they asked me. Simple
Basic
questions.
understanding of joins.
Yes, and the similar was for Wipro also, the first round.
Okay,
For
got
both
it, got it,
companies, there were only 2 rounds. Yeah. The
got
third
it,
one
got it.
was the HR interview. Yeah.
Okay. What
Yeah.
about the second round in Accenture? You said they focused a lot on your projects. What else were they diving deep into?
They were just while like, see, once I was wrapping up with the project, okay, this I have done, they were asking me things from projects only. Then they were moving towards the algorithm part. Like they were asking ensembles also, and they asked me regularizer they asked me, and they gave me a case study also, like if you have to make spam detection in mail, what you use. From there they they a bit they deep dive, and they asked me, okay, if you have to use, what you'll use, precision or anything else, means performance metric they were asking me, like these questions
So,
they really they
a
asked me.
simple scenario-based question
Correct,
and a few
correct.
questions around the details of the algorithms, how they
Yes,
work,
yes.
why they work, metrics, and things like that.
Yeah. So like here only I think applied AI comes in picture, because earlier when I was preparing, they were only all the courses in other online courses wherever I was taking, it was just giving us a high level diagram of like means of everything. Okay, this is how it works. When you are going through the course, and everywhere in every section, when whether we are going through regression, then classification or ensemble, we are using performance metrics, and in case studies also. So it will be there with you, I think, and that's why I felt it very simple.
I get
But
your point. You also mentioned
yeah,
that the Wipro's interview was slightly harder.
that's
So,
it.
what was harder in that context? Just wanted to understand that.
Because yes, like I told you, whatever questions they were asking me, like for I my Wipro's interview was for around 1 hour 40 minutes, and for 1 hour we were discussing only about TF IDF vectorizer.
Aha.
IDF vectorizer, there will be IDF values, right, for each and every word. So like how those values are given, and then they told me, okay, but if you would have made TF IDF by your own, this library or like this package, so how you would have done it. Then
Oh, so they were diving deep into TF
correct.
IDF,
Yes, yes.
expecting you to explain how TF and IDF are computed and
Correct.
why they are computed like that.
Correct, correct, correct. And they
Got
were
it.
trying to see if how curious I was. Also, I was quite surprised because in none other interview they asked me the way they asked. Why? Because they were asking me like, okay, what do you do? Like, what other stuff you do to keep yourself updated in data science field? Because this is something where you have to be updated. Like,
Yes,
uh,
yes.
yeah, if you I am studying something today, after 1 year it will lose some of its relevance, right? We have to be if you want to be relevant, you have to like very frequent you have to be very frequent with the industry, what I believe. And the same
So
thing
I think what they were looking for are also lifelong learners who will
correct.
constantly update their knowledge.
Yes, yes. So like as I went through a lot of case studies. So and like personally also I read case studies. Like I explained them Zomato's case study. Like what Zomato does is Zomato has a data for like for everyone. We all are ordering food, and what it uses that data for is there is a option in Zomato's website, Zomato Business. If we'll go there, they'll tell us, okay, this like in Delhi, like in Chandni Chowk, if you'll open continental food there, like you will get at least 50 customers an hour. They can tell that also. So
Very
like
interesting.
this way I told him, okay, I am very much like yeah. So like this is something which he was expecting.
Good,
So
good.
like
It's
this
very
is the
good.
same thing I
Again, it's a great way to showcase that you're continuously learning. You're learning what other large companies are doing and how
yes
they are doing data science, how they're innovating and things like that. That shows a lot of initiative from your end.
yes sir.
Cool, cool. Very nice, very nice. So,
Yes,
okay.
yeah,
So this
that's it.
apart from this, what else was discussed in the Wipro's interview?
They asked me to rate myself in Python and SQL, and accordingly they were asking me questions. Actually, as like from total experience I have is 4.8 or 9 years, and since the beginning I was working in production support. But like with that, I was doing some automation also within my project. That's why I had like bit hands-on on Python.
Very good, very good.
So and Unix also. So I told them honestly that I don't know. I was clearly telling them, okay, I don't know this. And if I know, like they were not most of the companies they asked me directly, okay, is there anything else like you want to add on your resume or something? So I told them that I'm good in Linux, as we use Linux widely in production support.
Because you
So like
worked as production support engineer
correct.
at TCS.
Correct. So like that's why they asked me some like Wipro and Accenture both. They asked me some Linux questions also. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. And the third round was simple HR rounds at these
It's
companies.
around. Yes, yes.
So apart from these two companies, because you've also interviewed and had offers from other companies also. So what were the types of rounds? I think till now what we discussed was a basic programming and SQL round, a round which focuses
Yes,
on the projects, a round that focuses on the techniques that you have used in your projects and metrics. These are the three things that we broadly discussed. The fourth type of questions that we have discussed are to showcase your continuous learning, what other companies' technical blogs you have read, etc. Is there any
yes,
other type of
yes. In other,
interviews that you have seen?
yeah, it was very specific to tools they were asking, like Tableau they were asking, or like if I have experience. I don't have any experience on cloud, so I told them honestly on that. So like in other companies, so they asked me like first round it was simple like Python, basic machine learning questions and SQL. Then second round, I think it was very much project specific. Then in third round they asked me related to tools and everything only, that okay, you have worked on this tool. I think they were trying to allocate me into some project. Because of that, I think they were
Okay,
asking me those
because some
questions.
projects might require some tools like Tableau. Got it.
Correct. Yeah, correct, correct.
Okay, very nice. Very nice to hear your interview experiences. I'm sure this will be extremely useful for other students also. Now, let's go back to your learning strategy, because you discussed about it briefly a little earlier, right? That you are going through the content,
Yes,
assignments, case studies, and you're doing your own case studies and also learning beyond the course by reading technical blogs of various companies, right? So can you walk us into
yes.
more details on how much effort were you roughly putting in on daily basis or weekly basis, how you are managing your day-to-day work, because you're a working professional with close to 5 years of experience.
Yes,
How
yes.
are you managing both of these, and also your MCA that you are pursuing parallelly, right?
Yeah, actually, that was like that was really difficult for me. In the beginning, it was difficult. Why? Because I had three things with me. One was my office work, second was my master's, and third was going through applied AI course. But like I use means like every day at least 2 hours I was studying from Monday to Friday. On weekends I was giving at least 3 to 4 hours.
Okay,
But it
got it.
like that rhythm went away in between. But once like COVID came and we were completely under lockdown, so I had a lot of time. So that I
Got it.
used a lot, like
Very good.
8 hours, 9 hours I was doing. So that helped me a lot. In 2020, from I think March, it was lockdown, right? So
Yes.
from April or May, I started till October, November, I was studying. For 4 to 5 months, I was very extensively, I studied.
Very
So
good.
that,
Very good. Very
yeah,
good. So even as a working professional, you are able to squeeze out a couple of days, couple of hours during the weekdays.
yes, yes.
Got
It's possible. I think it's completely on your will. Like I don't want to work in production support anymore. I don't want. I wanted like as a professional who has at least 4 to 5 years of experience, and still we are like the salary we are getting and the work I was doing was completely repetitive. So I was very feeling very monotonous because of that. And like I wanted to be a data scientist or machine learning very badly. That's why I gave this much effort.
I think that's one of the that's one of the driving forces which made you put in
Yes,
effort consistently.
yes, yes.
Another question
Because,
that I have was,
yeah,
what about your revision strategy? Given the vastness of syllabus, a lot of people get lost in the details.
yes.
So
It's
how did
very
you revise before all these interviews?
okay. It's very demotivating. Why? Because like if you're studying something, after 1 month you'll forget it.
Yes.
It's
If you
for
don't
sure.
revise, you'll forget.
Yeah, it's for sure. But like what I do is every 2 or 3 months I'll go and watch your first video in which you have explained how to use this course. I
Yes.
was doing that, and that feynman technique, I think it is, right?
Yes.
I was using that. So
Very
what
good.
I've done is I have made notes like a cheat book is there, right? In that we'll write small things like okay, regression is this. Then I'll make a small diagram. I'll just go through it once a day. It will hardly take 3 to 4 minutes.
Okay.
So
So
it's so
you
it's
literally made extremely short notes that you could revise quickly.
yes. I've made 4 notebooks actually, and my one notebook is completely cheat book only. So
Oh,
I'll
very
just go
nice.
and yeah.
Very nice
So that
strategy.
helped me a lot.
Okay, cool. Very nice. So what suggestions do you
Everything, sir. I'm telling you honestly, and I have one more friend with me. Like we both have learned literally everything. You changed our lives, or else we were feeling like okay, we'll never get jobs through the content and all. Hello.
we are very happy. I mean, again, please understand that you and your friend have put in the effort. At the end of the day, people who put in the effort, they will succeed, come what may. To
Yes,
be truthful to
yes,
you, we have been on the sidelines, guiding you, putting you in the right direction. But you put in these daily 2 hours of effort, right? And I think you said weekends you're putting in 3 to 4 hours a day. So I think that effort that you put in is what results in actual success. Of course, we could have guided you and helped you not to get stuck or not to lose track and focus on things that really matter. But you did the heavy lifting. Let's
yes.
give the credit there. That's super duper important.
Yeah. And like to others also, like I know that it is difficult once you have 4 to 5 years of experience or 6 years. It's quite difficult to get into a different technology. But if anyone, what I believe personally, if anyone is consistent at least for a 1 month or 1.5 month, na, they can crack it.
Yes. So we see a lot of people with 5 to 10 years of experience who have consistently put in effort over 4 to 6 months, comfortably crack it. It's not rocket science. It's just that they
Yes,
need to squeeze the time out from their regular hectic
correct.
schedule and put in those 15 hours a week. That's the key.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Again, I had another question for you. What suggestions would you give to people very similar to you with about 4 or 5 years of experience? Somebody coming from production support, right?
Yes.
What suggestions would you give, or even software development, what suggestions will you give for those people if they're planning to transition into data science or machine learning careers?
Okay, first thing is like it's very important to have basic knowledge of SQL, Python, these things, it's very important. So if whatever project we are in, if we can relate the project with Python or something, like I was doing basic automation or some like scripts I was writing, like though if we can do that in our project also, it's very good. Second thing is, uh, whatever it's not if it will not work if you're just studying, if you're just making notes and studying, it will never work. You have to do it practically on your laptop.
Very true. Very true.
Yeah, so I think that will only work. And what else? And if like we have someone with us, if like I think it will work very well if you have partners in this. If you can
Very
take mock,
helpful.
yeah, you can take mock interviews of each other. So that also very much helped me. And like going through case studies also, because in the end, whenever you have to give interview, you're doing this course for a job, right? Your end goal is to give an interview. So you have to go through case studies. Case studies are must. If you are not going through case studies, I don't think it will work. Because in whatever the company you are giving interview, they will ask you your project only. The first question is project. So you
Very
have
true.
to be
Very
thorough
true.
with it.
Again,
Yeah.
I really like your point about learning with someone else. That's the
Yes.
reason we have a Slack group, so that people from similar backgrounds can
Yeah.
group into pairs or triplets, right?
Yes.
And work together, because then it's like going to gym, right? In
Yeah.
case you feel lazy, your friend will take you to gym or for a
Yeah.
run. It's the same mindset.
Yes.
And we've seen people who work in pairs or in groups of 3 or 4 have a much higher chance of success. We have
Yes.
seen this because somebody will pull your hand and say, dude, let's do this today, or let's work on this assignment. Let's discuss what's happening. It's a very useful strategy.
Yes.
Very nice. Very
Yes.
nice.
Psychologically, it will help you. Yeah. Yes.
Very good. Okay. Thank you, Shubham. Thank you very much for taking the time. It's been a very insightful set of interview experiences, and also the learning journey and learning with another friend. Very nice strategies that you've suggested. Thank you very much. I'm sure this will help a lot of our students, and all the very best in your career as a machine learning engineer.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot. It's all your sir wishes, your blessings only, and like it's all your content. You won't believe your voice, like it's in our ears. In like whatever the student you will take interview, you can ask them. Your voice in their ears is in their ears. They're able to
I'm
listen your
very,
voice
I
every time
mean,
they're
I'm
doing any
humbled by
data science
that.
stuff.
And the whole reason we
Yeah.
started Applied AI course and Applied Roots is to see this sort of transformation in younger engineers. I mean, success stories like these literally make our day, because we see the impact of the work that we have done. It's super inspiring for us, even when days are bad for us. Just going through one of these older interviews literally makes us smile and say, this is worth doing for the next few decades of our life. So thank you very much, Shubham. Thank you very much once again.